So our language services were not aware that they may be required to come and provide certain services to you. But we got an official who is available, who is going to join us online. And the material has been sent to the official to go through it before it is played. So the official has requested 5 minutes more. So we will be alerted when the official has joined for sure in the next 4 to 5 minutes. And then we can go ahead with the proceedings. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, Chairperson and the honorable members.
Good afternoon to you. May you please introduce yourself?
My name is Michael Koliso Sithole.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stoll. I'm told that you have received the evidence material. Is that so?
That is correct, Chairperson.
And have you had a chance to listen to it?
No, Chairperson, I prioritized yourselves first, just to be on board to inform you that I've already connected. Then I just need to listen to the audio. I did listen to it a little bit, and the manager, Mr. Nduli, requested me to connect so that the committee is aware that I'm online, so that we don't delay the proceedings. I will just need, I don't know how long it is. I may need just 3 minutes.
Yeah, but the language that is used as a medium in the audio, do you understand it, so that we don't have a situation where you come back and say, hey, I don't understand this language?
I'm Zulu. I'm a former head of interpreters for Zulu in Hansard.
Okay, so, no, we have comfort with that statement. So just play the video first, the audio first, and then go through it. For the time that you have requested, you will inform us when you are ready to proceed.
As may please the Chairperson.
Thank you so much.
Funeka abe aware ama-dynamics e-organization. Where do we come from? Kwakwenzakalani back in the days? And what is going on now? More than anything, to withdraw a task team, a business investigation, and yet we have not received a presentation at the investigation officially. When I'm at least okay now, when I everything, I was saying to myself, if I forgot to get I don't think I assume any problem for now. There, with that, I gave a disbanded team with a wins with a docket. Because we are now talking about operational things. And whether you can't say this doesn't work, this works. How would you get into the conclusion? In my appointment, if there's an intelligence that you have that says unali manipulation, unali things, then you can justify and say, okay, before you continue, I'm in brief. Yes, okay. but look, stop operation on its track. Investigation on its track, we stop it. It's going to have some implications. So that was my concern. We check and tomorrow would abe izimbini zama-officials because izimbi zama-officials use problem. Ama-officials agcina odwa agcine sesithatha ama-decision abantu ama-decision ama-officials okuseyi-decision befuna abe mhlawumbe uyithathile but i-applied isimanje on it.
Manje nalento ke sivela kanjena kwamina ngingakamtsheli yabona nje hayi isiyahlupha ngoba
yilapho sifuna umtshela khona ubona ukuthi the reason why ufuna ukumbona into enjenganalezi
ngoba abantu uyabona kwayena izogcina ifikile kushuthi lento ngoba sazi phela iseculator kanjani lento manje
izofika
and inegama lami phezulu manje sethi hawa usangitshela into esensitive kangaka
lapho sefanele umtshela khona ukuthi ngithe mangabe ngifuna ukubona ngale ndaba le wathi wena sihlangane eCape Town umtshela ukuthi bona ndifuna ukubona wathi sihlangane eCape Town. I was willing to intervene because there are certain things that came to my attention. But when what was in the Cape Town, so within the Cape Town.
Hey. Sengombona kusasa ngimtshele sengomkhombisa nayo lento esibhalwe kanje la. Ngaphela
esizana esayidini manje izinto
na isikhuluma yonke into lena as much as nawe kade uwonisha ama fight back nani kodwa le ngathi kuya exaggerate.
That's what is going to stand up
ngoba yabona nje angikhumbuli uthi small boy and manje into exakayo the real facts angwaboni lana yabona nje mekuthiwa mhlambe bekulalela ifoni amafoni ethu kufanele ngabe ubhalile la ukuthi akayiyeke lento mengabe clean noma me ukuthi akakaza athathe lutho kumuntu into ezikanjalo kufanele ngabe sibhaliwe la
exactly
mekuwukuthi lo muntu ebelalela amafoni
conversation
ngoba yabona lokho bengeka kushiya ngaphela ku inline ngalezi zinto ayishoyo yeah ngoba lokho wewarrant awukazi ukusho
imagine
ngazokusho uyichazile impela nje ukuthi fight back nje and I'm sure now umonisha phela ngoba uyamazi awuqala ukumazi manje ukuthi kuzoba ne fight back la mawuzazi uclean amaphoyisa azokujijibeza.
Yeah, because that's what they're going to do. Abantu mase befuna ukusurvive nabazothi you can't go down on them. So that is my only worry. But I nokulungile.
Ngizoma explainela mhlambe ke mayise yithola nazo lezi zinto mhlambe uzokuthinta.
Hayi ngizozwa ngaye mina.
Soza ukuthi uthini. Then lama sengimbonile mhlambe ngizokubrief.
Yabona namanje ngisasho ngithi the biggest thing that I've been talking about angekho umuntu ofuna ukuyilalela kuze namhlanje eyokuthi abantu be-intelligence make batholakala benze into wrong akumelanga bathathwe departmentally kumele basuswe ku-crime intelligence bawubekwa somewhere else because they are used to all these dirty things that is going to create a problem for the organization. For instance, bantu banema-access ama-secret state as an example. Whether uKhan, whether umuthi, whether ubantu se-Cape Town.
Otiyo.
Ukuthi kunezinto ababa-involve ngazo during their line of operations. Othola ukuthi zi-involve the leadership political. izinto abangathi mase be desperate ukuthi thina we can't go down alone bagcina sebeze expose bayisho kudala le amanye ngisayisho ukuthi akasuswe abasuswe one moment ethi umuntu wenza into wrong then liqhama ku IPD le recommendation yabo khanda ayiqhama ku IPD okay IPD siqhamene nento so ndoda sekususa sokubeka somewhere else by so doing even though the departmental thing yakhona must just die umshifta kwi-department emaphoyiseni umsuke kwenye or umsuse emaphoyiseni umuze kwi-department yazi ukuthi umdluli ngaba hendlishe kanjani lekhona
wenza njani
kanjalo usithola kanti usithola lokungena nje umdluli kunale scandal esikhona ngesiphethe yenza so lo muntu utown president umthatha ukuthi akaresign emaphoyiseni umarrange ku-state security ukuthi kumfake secret operation state security ayosebenza as an agent by so doing upresident uzobahave ukuthi is still around the public behave ukuthi akasekho emaphoyiseni betwa depende ngomdluli bamsusa kanjani ngoba eventually-ke egcina sengene ejele so nala it's the same thing ngisho bonke labantu abafisa ama-disciplinary steps kwi-crime intelligence bengamelanga bathathwe bengafanele ukuthi mase kuthola evidence ukuthi kune-misconduct so kuthiwa umuntu akasuswe angaphelelwa umsebenzi asuswe whether ususelwa la emaphoyiseni usuka kwi-defense intelligence usuka kwi-state security laba basamdinga bangamthoba basangamsebenzisi in another field uyabona nje mina personally ngiyazi relationship ukhana nayo no-Julius ngiyayazi ukuthi how close are they ukuya etafuleni was not by mistake yabona so umbuzo ekutheni-ke obani aba-influenzayo bangabe se-face of music and usupport ubani for i-defense yakhe badefende umuntu efanele bamdefende yini bese kuzoba usibiya nawe nezakhe Easter ufuna i-history yakhe layo kwafa abantu eZimbabwe lapha kuthiwa rendition ngemva yabo usibiya
hayi ngengane
so ziningi inkinga ezikhona so into ebalulekile nje ukuthi mina okwami ukuthi boss
Is it disrupted or that is where it ends? Honorable Gabe.
Chairperson.
Yes.
Chair.
Mr. Stoller.
Afternoon, Chair.
Yes, is that where the material ends?
Yes, Chair. I've listened to the audio. I think I should give you and the honorable members two options.
Yeah.
You choose either I interpret it consecutively, which I do not recommend for you. Consecutively, it would mean I listen to a particular portion, interpret it, replay, listen to another portion, interpret it, replay, listen to another portion, and interpret it. The reason being that this is a two-way conversation between two people. Or else I do it simultaneously. The sound and vision official there by you plays it just continuously, and I just interpret up to its end.
Okay. Hold it there. Honorable members, do you want a consecutive or simultaneous interpretation?
And Chair, on the second option, I am not sure if the member will be able to hear me and the audio at the same time, because one might override the other.
Sometimes because of frustration.
Okay. Did you hear what Mr. Stolle is saying, honorable members? Mr. Stolle is giving you two options. The first option is that the video is played, the audio is played in parts and then followed by the interpretation of what would have been said or of the conversation. Or we allow him to say, you have listened to the video, I have also listened to the audio, I have also listened to the audio. This is what is being said. So he wants to know from yourselves, which option do you prefer? Chief Whip.
Excuse me, Chair. I don't know what happened. The part that I was looking for is the part that they are referring to in the conversation, but it's not playing directly, where there seems to have been a threat that if I know I am clean, including the period when I was premier in KZN, then I must then go on with the disbandment. So there was that part. So I don't know whether he cut and started later or something in the tape. But that is one that I wanted more, because to me that was a threat.
Did you hear it being?
I didn't hear. What I hear is them referring to it, to say when we were talking, and then somebody seems to have overheard us and recorded us. There is something that they should not have missed, those who were recording us.
Yeah.
Like 1, 2.
So
they merely are referring to it, but they are no longer talking to it. So I don't know whether it is part of the tape.
The material that is being played here is the one that you submitted yourself.
Yeah, the one that was playing is just part of it, but not specifically where there is a threat, which was my intention, to add on the kind of conversation that went on. And it was the last one, that one, for now.
Okay. Where on the audio is that part? Is it towards
it seems to be before. He can tell us where, but I'm saying if he hears us, there's a part where they seem to have discussed, or where General Mchunu seemed to have said, if Minister Mchunu knows that he is clean, he must then go on with the disbandment.
Yeah. So
that is the one.
What we need from you is guidance, so that if that part is to be played.
Yes, that's the only part that
Mr. Stolle must know.
Yes.
Where on the audio must he locate that? Is it at the beginning of the audio or towards the end of the audio?
Yeah, it sounds like it is before, from what he played. And that would have been 1 minute or something like that, and then we close.
Okay. Honorable Malim.
No, Minister, what we're asking is, if this thing is 12 minutes, if it's 12 minutes, from which minute does it start, that portion? Because in the consultation with your lawyers, you would have emphasized that, and they know from 3 minutes to 4 minutes or 5, 7, which part of that? Because we want him to go straight on that one.
I really wanted, I thought that I had put the request very, very clearly that it is the part where he says, if the minister knows that he's clean, including when he was premier, he can then go on. That is the part that I wanted, because I had already conveyed the others, like anger, like...
Let me stop you.
I think it is before this one. It will be less than 3 minutes.
The guidance that we need is that the video, the audio has played for a particular amount of time. So when you were listening to the video, the part that you want heard by this ad hoc committee, where do we locate it? I see your team is trying to help you there. Yes.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, when we were consulting with the lawyers, I said, this is the part where there seems to have been that threat. So between them and people here, I don't know where they are missing each other, but they say it was not sent to them as lawyers to listen whether that is the part. The part that played is just part of the conversation, but not what I wanted. What I wanted is where I was told there's a threat. So it sounds to me like it is before what to play.
Okay, no, it's fine. Let's do like this. In the meantime, let's allow the senior counsel to proceed outside this material, because what he said to me is that because he received this evidence this morning, surely on his scope for today, he doesn't have questions based on that evidence. It's you who requested the part must be played because you want, is part of your presentation. So we're going to allow Mr. Stolle to listen to that part which you want. And once he's ready, he has located it, he will give us a bell, and then we can come back to it, so that we don't spend time debating where that part is. So, Senior Counsel, may we proceed on? Okay, Honorable Nomval.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chair. No, Chair, before we proceed, we just want to register our concern in relation to how the council is conducting what he's doing, Chair. Our understanding, and I know we're trying to prescribe the manner in which he must ask questions, but our understanding, Chair, is that he must cover all the aspects of the evidence of the witness and all the aspects of the terms of reference, because from those we can be able to identify follow-up questions for tomorrow, because we're not only going to ask original questions. There are follow-up questions that will come from what he has asked from the witness. Now, the pace under which he asked his questions and the responses thereto is very worrisome, because as from yesterday until today, he has only dealt with one aspect, the PKTT aspect. So if maybe we can change the pace, because we're really interested in him getting to all the aspects that are covered by the witness in his statement. I know that you have given guidance in that regard, but we just want to put an emphasis to say we are interested in what he is doing. He is not only doing it for himself, he does it also for us as members of this committee, so that we can be able to identify contradictions, if there are any, and follow-up questions. So if we can improve, and I doubt that within the remaining time, he is going to be able to cover everything that is left. But the reason why we raised the issue of long answers to questions yesterday was because of what is happening today.
Yeah.
We just wanted to register that, we request that you also play a role, Chairperson, of intervening from time to time. For instance, if a question has been asked and responded to yesterday, there is no need to go back to the same question that was asked. And that's what we have discovered, is that many issues that have been asked today are issues that were asked from the witness. And the witness today kept on saying, I clarified, or like I said earlier, he kept on repeating the same thing that was asked from him yesterday. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I agree in part with you. Because the evidence leader has not only focused on the PKTT since we started yesterday. So, but I take the emphasis that you make, but it is not entirely accurate that the main focus is on, I mean, that focus is one-dimensional. Let's allow them to proceed. Remember, the witness is the one who requested enough time. And I agree with you that the entire part of this morning before lunch, the dominant matter there has been the PKTT. And that is why when we broke, I made that call to say, we need to go beyond that. So may we proceed, honorable members. Are you ready, honorable minister, to proceed?
Thank you very much. I was just left with one intervening issue before the letter came, and how it reconstructed the environment such that, apart from not being willing to meet in the format that was suggested, I was willing to go on with the meeting, as I indicated later in another meeting to General Mchunu. But let me just complete that, even though the recording doesn't capture it. So part of what they discussed was what I thought was going to come here to say, if the minister is clean, knows that he's clean, he can then proceed with the disbandment. And to me, that was a threat. And it was also a promise that somebody is going to go back and say, what did I do wrong while I was MEC, while I was Premier, while I was in water? And I have no problem with that. I have no problem. People can go and start from day one when I was MEC, check any wrong and Premier and water. Those things are fine. But in the context in which it was said, it becomes a weapon. It becomes a weapon to say, don't do this even if it's correct, even if it is lawful, even if it's constitutional, because I don't like it. If you do it, I'll go and dig what you did wrong at some point, if there is. And I don't think that people should take it for granted that the wrong things that I did that constitutes unlawfulness during those periods.
You and I have now seemingly been criticized for taking a bit too long. You've made a request that you want to be heard. I don't know if the Mchunu smell is still on you today. Maybe it's a bit off now that you've had an opportunity to give your side of the story. But we do need to move a bit quicker. But I'm not in a position, this is not a court of law where I can make an application or whatever. You must be given whatever latitude you need to fully respond. But it would help if we could just get to the point now. The questions a while ago was about the WhatsApp of the 4th of April, and then you referred us to this conversation of early January with your chief of staff. I accept it's relevant, but was that just mentioned, or are you mentioning what appears to be a threatening conversation between Mchunu and Kabinde? Is the point of that conversation your lack of response or your curt response that, okay, I've received your WhatsApp, I'll sort of deal with it later? Is that the reason why you responded in that fashion?
Let me go on to say that it constituted or constructed a particular environment. And I'm not saying that it is the only reason, but I had to look at it, and I considered it in the environment that it brought in that had not been there, the threat. So I passed that in line with what you are requesting. And then
just in terms of the conversation very quickly, because we'd also been asked about it before it was even played. Whether is this the way conversations, telephonic conversations or other online conversations with your chief of staff was handled, that they were recorded, apparently without the consent of in this case, Mchunu, and Mchunu, I think, mentioned in his evidence that some version, a bit distorted apparently, appeared on social media, and he wasn't happy about that. So the question is just that: are you aware that your chief of staff, obviously, he recorded it, he mentioned it to you, but is this the way you conducted things in your office?
No.
Okay, then maybe we'll ask him for a reason why he recorded Mchunu without his consent, or is there a legal reason that you as a minister and your chief of staff can record conversations with people under the Cyber Act or some legislation?
Now, we don't record people. I'm not aware of anybody in my office who have ever recorded a person. But in this instance, it's me who advised the chief of staff to say, you may need to record your conversations with General Mchunu because of the threats. It was not because for the commission, I wasn't thinking about the commission or any other thing, because he kept on saying, General Mchunu is angry. When a person says so-and-so is angry with you, you take it serious.
So can we just understand that even before this recording, Mchunu had phoned Kabinde and spoke to him in a threatening, because who decided that his conversation must henceforth be recorded?
First, he just told me that there's a threat. He's angry. He's saying 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then he came back, I think third time in one day, as they continued to talk. And at some point I felt that the way things are developing, it looks like they're developing fast and they've got anger inside. But they now have threats inside. Now, when he mentioned this one of if the minister knows he is clean, no, I think it came before that one that I said. Now we may now need to record. It was after he spoke about fight back. I don't think fight back was recorded. But I think it was at that point when I said, being experienced as I am, I felt that this may develop to something else. Then I said record. But that one of threatening on what I may have left in the Premier's office, when he mentioned that, I felt that, so there's a threat here.
Okay.
So we are discussing, he is wanting to meet me and so on, to discuss the disbandment, which is fine.
Okay.
I'm fine with. But
So
when it says, it sounded like a compromise. So you want to compromise me on things that as a matter of principle, I have to consider in my work. But because you don't like it, you then issue a threat and you date it back where it worked. It constituted the environment. Let me move on.
So Kabinde decided, he took it upon himself to record this discussion.
I advised the chief of staff.
You told him to record it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, you may need to consider recording, because
Okay.
I don't normally have a discussion with a person and then you get threats
Okay.
in your work environment. And I didn't understand why.
Now that WhatsApp came on the 4th of April, before that you would have had the meeting with the portfolio committee on the 5th of March. Yeah?
Yes.
And you were in that meeting, Kwanazi, and all the senior management, they were in a meeting, your deputy ministers. The transcript of that meeting is in bundle 4 at pages 22 to 162. Now, the agenda for the agenda is not on the transcript, but what was required by the chair of the police portfolio committee, who's part of the ad hoc committee here today, was a report on the political killings task team, an update. So it's clear that as far as the portfolio committee was concerned, there is such a committee, and they want to know what's happening with the committee, what are they doing, and they also wanted to know what the plans are going forward. And as you will recall, that presentation was made by Lieutenant General Khumalo. Did it's not apparent from the meeting, from the transcript of the meeting, that the directive of 31 December was referred to or debated in that meeting at all? Would that be correct?
That's not correct.
It's not correct.
It was referred to by General Khumalo, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere when it started or during the presentation.
Yeah, but there wasn't any debate or questioning from the portfolio committee members about the directive.
I think there were some comments that were made down the line when members of the portfolio committee started talking.
Yeah. So, Khumalo, can we just get the start of the transcript? Where Khumalo. So anyway, we're going to just find the start of.
Yeah,
you may be right. You may have said that the presentation is done in accordance with the directive that has been received by the minister, but we'll find.
Yeah.
The point, though, is that the directive itself and your authority or power to issue such a directive was not debated or discussed. So,
was not debated and discussed. Where?
In the portfolio committee meeting. So, this is what he says, and it's at page 68 of the transcript. 44 of the transcript, but 68 of the bundle 4. So he says, is this commander or the minister? Yeah, Kumalo starts his address on page 62 of the bundle. Then where he says, the Divisional Commissioner Crime Intelligence, thank you, Honourable Chair. Moving on next part of this briefing on the political killings task team, looking at status and successes so far. Then our first stop will be a brief look at the threat and risk assessment of the threat is continuously done, and then to where I wanted to be at page 68 of the bundle, 44 of the transcript, the second paragraph. He says, lastly, Honourable Chair, I will touch on the current status of the team. The Minister of Police had issued a directive to the National Commissioner regarding the disestablishment of the National Political Killings Task Team. There were various meetings that has been held, and a detailed progress report has been submitted of the office of the Minister. It should be to the office of the Minister. The disestablishment or disbandment will take the form of a transition from the National Political Killings Task Team to the component serious and violent crimes, specifically murder and robbery unit within the Detective Division and Forensic Services. This transition will ensure continuity of these cases, especially those that are under investigation and those that are still at various courts. So, few things that we can hopefully agree on and get through this quick. Firstly, he proceeds on the assumption that this directive has been received and will now be implemented in whatever form it's going to be implemented. And in fact, he says the disestablishment, disbandment will take the form of a transition from National Political Killings Task Team to component serious and violent crimes. That seems to accord with your explanation and your understanding that you had given earlier when you discussed the various components and said that this task team has been integrated into the component serious and violent crimes on the organogram. It specifically says murder and robbery unit. So we agree on that. We also agree that the directive itself, there doesn't appear to be an indication. Maybe when his turn comes, Honourable Member Cameron will ask you about this, but it doesn't seem to have been a discussion on the directive itself. Would that be fair to say that? You weren't questioned about the directive by any of the members of the portfolio committee. So the point about raising this is that there was a presentation by Kumalo. He talks about the disestablishment, but the disestablishment will take the form of a transition. And the significant thing about this meeting, the National Commission is in the meeting. Mchunu is in the meeting, although it's an online meeting, but they registered as present in the meeting. And although there are comments made, before we get to Mchunu's comments, you say at page 86 of the bundle, 62 of the transcript, from line 20 onwards. Yeah, your address starts at page 75, 51 of the transcript, and I'm referring to page 86, 62 of the transcript. And at line 20, this is what you say. I am saying the team was established for a particular purpose. There needed to be a time frame, and there wasn't any time frame. And we have discussed the matter with the President of the Republic, because while it was not a presidential task team, it was his initiative to do so, but became an administrative committee in practice, and therefore we had the discussion with the President of the Republic, and we are in agreement that we can look into the matter the way that we have looked at it currently. So again, that accords with your explanation earlier, the way you saw the matter. And again, I can't recall that understanding of yours being contested. Isn't it this? Yeah. So can we at least agree on that? You're nodding yes.
Yeah,
okay.
fine for me.
Yeah. So can we also agree that you didn't specifically, and to be fair to you, it didn't seem to me required. I'm just thinking about it actually right now, just not making this up, but what informed your decision? What informed the directive? You weren't asked about it. There seemed to be at least a tacit acceptance that you issued the directive. Khumalo's reporting that it's now going to be implemented, although in the form of a transition. It's not going to be done like you directed immediately. There's going to be a transition. So any of the concerns, all these reasons that you gave about the budget, about the Haas, and Adams, and although I think Adams was in the meeting, those issues you never mentioned. In other words, you didn't have to justify the directive. So that you also agree. You also didn't mention that you believe that the PKTT was in fact operating illegally since 2022. You didn't mention that specifically.
Yeah, the portfolio committee.
Yeah.
No.
Again, to be fair to you, it seems that it wasn't necessary for you to do that because you've now given a directive, it must be disbanded. Although the key differences between you and Masemola and Khumalo was that you may have wanted it immediately, but you explained earlier, I think yesterday, what your understanding of this word immediately meant. It didn't mean it must be right now.
I must explain at this stage that the portfolio committee is not chaired by me. It's chaired by its chair.
Yeah.
And it's a meeting of the portfolio committee. It has got members. As minister, you get invited on specific matters, and you present on those specific matters. But because you are recording that I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I do want to, maybe at some point, maybe at this point, Chair, to request the the evidence leader, just to point me at where exactly does this come from as a provision that when minister wants to take a particular decision, you must consult maybe certain people or whatever. Is there any provision? Because it sounds like I've got to produce a provision where it says so, which then I breached. That's why I asked earlier on, did I breach in a constitution and so on. Now, when it comes back again, while you are asking other questions and say you didn't, it sounds like there's a provision that I omitted. Is there any provision?
There is a provision if you are taking what is called administrative action, in exercising a public power that constitutes administrative action. There is a provision in Paja which says that you're required to act procedurally fairly, and you must give reasons. There's a host. Your lawyers can point it out to you. If you're taking what you appear to have taken, or what you claim you have taken executive action, then there must be a rational basis for it. In other words, you can't in the morning wake up and suck your thumb and do something. You've got to have a rational reason. Doesn't have to be the only reason. A rational reason could be a range of reasons. But Minister, with respect, I've asked you those questions. Your lawyers can give you that advice. I'm not here to give you advice with respect.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just want a record.
I wanted for the record. We're dealing with the facts. This honourable committee must establish the facts in relation to its terms of reference. Then it will report back to Parliament. I've asked you about whether or not you consulted. It wasn't in respect of any legal provision that I've asked you whether you did it.
Yeah, I need to enter on record of the ad hoc committee that earlier on there are paragraphs that you led me on, and these are paragraphs 19 to 22. Now, my legal representatives say those were wrong paragraphs in the context of what you were interested in. That instead, I should have been led on paragraphs 81 and 85. I'm just recording that. I'm not wanting us to go back. But at this stage, the point is, I have on several occasions, as one honorable member there has indicated, really made an effort, a strong effort to respond to the question, but it keeps on coming up. Now, I am in a meeting of a portfolio committee chaired by the chair, and I'm led on specific matters that were reported. Now, I didn't mention a particular thing. It was not what I was expected to deal with at the portfolio committee. That's the point I was trying to indicate.
Minister, can I respond to your point? You in your presentation yesterday, you addressed the constitutionality of the directive. And you referred, I didn't have to refer you to this, as legalese from paragraphs 19 through to from paragraph 19 through to 30. And in fact, we also discussed the next item in your statement, the legality of the NKPTT post. So the constitutional role, you obviously advised by your lawyers, the key paragraph is paragraph 21, which you said, this is the power to determine national policy. The second power to direct the National Commissioner. The third power to direct the Civilian Secretariat. I didn't read that. I didn't say that. You said it yesterday. And obviously it's from your statement. Then I extensively referred here to paragraphs 82. I said, this is under the heading, the chronology of events leading to the directive. We discussed this. October the 24th, 13th of November 2024, 21 November 2024. Then you say there was a meeting with Masemola on the 22nd of November. We discussed this. So I don't understand why you would say that. Are your lawyers complaining that I
yes,
am?
Yes, that's how I have recorded it. Senior counsel, I've said my legal representative is saying that those were not the paragraphs I should have been led on. I should have been led on others. But I'm doing it for the matter of the record, and we can pass and go back to the issue now that we've recorded that. Go to the current issue.
Okay, let's deal with the current issue, and we will, during the break, discuss this with them. If they are dropping notes with you, they can quite easily drop a note with one of my colleagues, and I will consider them, and we will either ask for an adjournment to correct whatever we're doing wrong, or ask for an adjournment to discuss it with them.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
So just to come back to
that just has to do with the response they forwarded, as you were referring to, yeah. But that's fine.
So the submissions you made to the portfolio committee on the 5th of March. Did you discuss this matter with the president before you appeared before the portfolio committee?
Yes, I think it would have come earlier, whether it is January or February. I don't have a date, but we did.
Yeah. So did you specifically discuss with the president the disestablishment of the task team?
That was my purpose, to go and brief the president that there is a particular decision I've taken in regard to this, and I did so.
Was it? Can you recall when that discussion took place? Was it just before the directive was issued?
No, it was after the directive.
After the directive was issued.
It was after the directive.
So the president also saw on social media or in the media that the task team has now been disestablished by you. He also just heard about it.
Well, I'll have to give you evidence that he picked it up from social media. I don't know. What I know is that I sought an appointment, and it was granted at a particular time, and I went to brief him. I didn't ask whether he had seen it or not.
So you didn't inform the president before you issued the directive. You only spoke to him after you issued the directive.
I've already said so.
Okay.
Senior counsel.
So thank you. So when or how soon after the directive of 31 December did you tell the president?
Pardon?
When after the 31st of December 2024 did you tell the president about the display?
I've already indicated that it must have been January, February. I don't have the exact date. I will check.
Okay. What did you tell him? Did you give him any reasons why you are directing that the task team be disestablished?
Well,
or did you just tell him, by the way?
It was a short briefing with the president. It was a briefing. It wasn't a discussion to say, I at some point took this decision last year in December. And all I remember is that I did say there are matters that I have developed a very serious concern about. And I said to him, these matters among others, have led me to disband the political clearance task team, and that possibly at some point, if I didn't do this, there may have been a call for a commission on those matters. So I decided that I would preempt any need or for such a call at some point, and I did this, and that was one of the things that I mentioned during the short briefing.
So you said it was a short briefing.
Yes. The president would have many appointments, and you never get the whole day. It was a short briefing.
I suppose, except of matters of national importance, you could schedule a longer meeting with the president.
I could have made it longer.
No, you could schedule, or your chief of staff could schedule a longer meeting with the president on matters of national importance.
I should do so, or I should have.
I'm asking whether it's not perhaps more appropriate to arrange a fixed meeting with the president to have a longer time to discuss.
I do that from time to time when it is necessary.
Well, so that's why. Can we ask? I mean, was this meeting 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, half an hour? How long was this meeting?
I really didn't calculate the time. I got a slot, and I used it for the purpose for which I had asked the slot for, but I didn't count the minutes.
And you didn't provide him with reasons X, Y, and Z why you are disestablishing the team. You didn't furnish him with any reports or anything like that.
No, it wasn't going to include a discussion. It was just a briefing. I asked for a slot to give him a briefing, and I did so.
So it was really just to communicate to the president that this is what you have done, and the president heard what you did.
As I've said, I included briefly what the reasons could have been. I don't think I was elaborate. It was not an elaborate kind of a presentation and a discussion. It was just a briefing that I've taken that decision.
So why do you use the word the president was in agreement with what you did?
What should I say?
Well, it sounds to me that you conveyed what you did to the president. The president heard what you had to say and basically noted it. An agreement, let's not become technical. I think we know what an agreement means. Two or more people discuss something. They put whatever is on the table that requires an agreement. They engage, and then they say, okay, fine. Here it sounds like there was no engagement. You informed the president of your decision.
I briefed the president.
Yes, you briefed the same thing. You briefed the president.
Mm-hmm.
But the president didn't engage you. He couldn't. You didn't give him any reasons. You never told him why you wanted the task team to be disestablished, so that the president could say, oh, okay, but why X, Y, and Z? And then you engage in a discussion. It was a short meeting. So you briefed him in short, and he noted what you had to say. There couldn't have been an agreement.
Senior Counsel, I am pleading with you to note that there are different forms of engaging, even with the president. You can go and ask to make a presentation. If you are granted an opportunity, you will make that presentation. You can ask for a short period just to brief him on something, and then if it's granted, you do so. It takes different forms. In this instance, it was a briefing from my side, and I don't think there was anything wrong in me using that word, unless it is demonstrated to me that this was wrong. But what I'm saying in my statement, I did brief the president. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
After the effect, after the 31st.
Yes, I was just questioning whether you could say there was an agreement or that the president agreed with the director, given that it was a briefing and it was short. That's what I was questioning.
Yes.
But if you're happy with the response, then we can move on. Again, I'm not here as a judge to sit and discuss what constitutes an agreement. I've just questioned whether it was appropriate to use.
Just a moment, Honorable Ngola.
Chancellor, thanks, Chair. Just a second. I think it is important for us to explain to the witness why the evidence leader is emphasizing agreement. It's solely because the main witness had casted doubt whether the president would have agreed for a dissolution of a political killing team. So that's why the evidence leader is emphatic when it comes whether or not the president agreed. Because the main witness went to an extent of saying the president made an address in Northern Cape and he would have applauded the work done by the political killing team, and therefore the main witness does not believe that the president would have agreed to such a kind of a decision. So that's why the evidence leader is emphasizing on the agreement. Thank you very much, Chair.
May I proceed, Honorable Chair?
He has helped you.
Yeah, I asked.
Just one more moment. Honorable Malema.
No, thanks, Chair. I think we must put it simple because it's going to be a serious issue. Did the president agree to the disbandment of PKTT?
The answer in the affidavit is that I briefed the president. He agreed with the briefing I gave him.
So, Honorable Minister, is the answer yes?
Yes, as is in the affidavit.
The answer is yes. The answer which we must record is yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because the context in which
before you continue, may I check, honorable members, are you satisfied? Can I allow the senior counsel to proceed? Thank you.
May I proceed, Honorable Chair? Thank you.
There are honorable members who are signaling time to me, so they are essentially saying that I must bring it to the attention of you and the witness that you are now on borrowed time.
And I must indicate there were two questions, Chair. The first question was on General Masimula, and the second question was the one that I then chose to start with. So I still owe you my response on how General Masimula responded to the
So just before we get there, just to round off this issue of an agreement, and this was the context in which I asked you. I had read to you what you told the Portfolio Committee on page 86 and page 87, pages 62 and 63 of the transcribed minute, where you told the Portfolio Committee, and therefore we had a discussion with the President of the Republic, and we are in agreement that we can look into the matter the way that we have looked at it currently. That's the context in which I asked you about this. But perhaps the honourable members can draw their own conclusions, they can ask you questions about it. My job is to put these facts before the honourable committee. And that's what I've read to you, and that's the context in which I asked you. So you say this briefing, discussion with the president was in January?
Yes, it was in January or February. I need to check the exact date.
Yeah. And before the March meeting, were you aware that General Masemola also had a discussion with the president?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Now, in the same meeting, we also know that General Nkwazi,
when you still consult regarding that audio material, I just want to give Mr. Stolle an opportunity to brief us, because apparently they are struggling to find that part, Honorable Minister. Mr. Stolle, may you please take us through on what you find?
Chairperson, my apologies. I was responding to Mr. Ntuli because I was explaining to him some small technicalities around the audio.
Are you able to locate the part that the witness has requested?
Yes, Chairperson.
Are you able to play the part?
Oh, I thought maybe the sound and vision specialist will play it in the House for members, then I explain. It begins from 3 minutes, 54 seconds, up to 4 minutes, 20 seconds, and leading up to 4 minutes, 44 seconds.
Yeah, play that part from 3 minutes, 54 seconds, and we hear if he confirms that he wanted us to hear.
Fanele ngabe ubhalile la ukuthi akayiyeke lento mengabe clean.
He should have written it down herein. If you said he should stop this thing if he is clean.
And
if he never took anything from anybody. So such information is very crucial. He should have written those if he was listening to our telephonic conversations. Because he was not going to deliberately omit that, because it is in line with what he has alleged.
Around
all the issues he has raised. He has not even raised the issue of the warrant. You have correctly explained it, that all this is about a fight back.
I'm sure now Monisha Pelangoba uyamazi awuqala ukumazi manje. Yeah. Fight back
and you want him because you know him. You did not know him just now. you have known him for a long time. And fight backs are always there.
Yeah, because that's what they're going to do.
Because if you tamper with the police, yet you are not clean, police will go after you. I will stop there, Chairperson.
Okay, thank you so much. Honorable Minister, is this the part that you wanted us to hear?
It doesn't seem that it is a part, it's another conversation, but it may be that conversation, that part of the conversation between the two was not the one when he had started recording, but he did, we did talk with Chief of Staff, but I'm fine at this stage.
What we should do now, we were stepping out of this audio because it's not what you want.
I'm fine.
Then at your time,
I'm fine.
Get the evidence that you want to bring it here to us.
Yeah, it may have not started when they started recording. It may have been said before they started recording, but they did discuss it. They did tell me that.
And then maybe next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, time permitting.
Thank you.
We will look at how we deal with that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. May we please go back to the senior counsel.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Minister.
And I must just indicate before that there are honorable members who have requested to leave. And I have granted them permission to leave, starting from 14 hours.
No, I'm saying, Chair, and I will remain here in the chamber again.
Okay, no, it's okay. But may we proceed?
Honorable Chair, we are not going to finish today. We have also, I have requested you in private conversation that we resume on Tuesday. There is space open on Wednesday. I don't think we have scheduled any witnesses for Wednesday. So in the event that you do run over on Tuesday, we can continue on Wednesday, but I've asked that we continue on Tuesday to complete our leading of the minister's evidence. We're not going to finish today at 2 o'clock or even 3 o'clock.
Honorable Skosana and Honorable Malema.
Thank you, Chair. I'm a bit lost, Chair. I'm not sure whether before lunch you said to us, in fact, before lunch, you said to us that this session is going to end at 1300. Then we said it's 1400. Now it's like there's an option of staying, there's an option of those who are going. So I'm not sure, I'm lost. Can you clarify that, Chair?
Okay. Honorable Malema.
No, I was saying to the minister, on Tuesday, he must come with that part because we need to hear that part. It's very important. Not those things of where the minister is being threatened, that conversation, because, and the legal team must help us there, his legal team, just to cut that portion and then come and play it on Tuesday. Whether we're proceeding with the SC or it's our turn, either way, we'll need that.
Yeah. No, to come back to your question, Honorable Skosana, I have given the legal team until 14 hours. So when it strikes 14 hours, my intention is to call off the proceedings. So I was bringing to their attention that there are already honorable members who understand that at 14 hours we must finish. But I hear Honorable Ngola says, no, there is an option that we can go beyond 14 hours. Yeah. So, and then the senior counsel says, even if we run up until 3, we will still not finish. And so it means next week, Tuesday, when we resume, we may have to start at 9. So that we give him 2 hours between 9 and 11. Is that, will that be okay, Senior Counsel?
From 9 to 11?
Yeah, on Wednesday. I mean on Tuesday.
Interruptions permitting. Yeah.
No, yeah.
You can also take off like you do, give me a discount when other honorable members are interrupting then. But I think we can fit it into 2 hours, and obviously with the cooperation of the honorable minister.
Look, this is what is going to happen when we stop the proceedings today. Yourself, as the legal team and the witness, you must find each other on certain issues that must not take us time. So that when you come back on Tuesday, you know that you have 2 hours. I think we have stretched the honorable members. It's enough. We can't go beyond this. The witness requested that we must give him enough time. You also said the documents that he submitted are voluminous. That cannot be done on one day. And we allocated a day and half a day. And still we are not done. So when we come back on Tuesday, Honorable Minister, yourself and the senior counsel have 2 hours between 9 and 11.
I'm absolutely fine, except that I see that my time of giving evidence gets limited.
We are still going to ask you questions.
No. I have no problem with that. Yeah. But I'm saying when I'm asked to respond, I don't finish because evidence leader comes in.
No, you are going to finish everything because you can see now by all indications, Wednesday is already booked for you. So it means Tuesday, whether we finish at 12 o'clock midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, you are here, you are answering questions. And then we take a comfort break for 6 or for 7 hours. We come back on Wednesday. And if you feel that the honorable members are impatient with you, you tell them that allow me to respond to your question.
Chair, I'm at your disposal
as
a witness, and it is the opportunity I wanted.
Yeah.
That's why. And I will expecting that.
Honorable Palema, Honorable Skosana, amongst you members who want to speak, after the 2 members, we call off the president.
No, I was saying to the minister that wait, we are coming. The questions are coming. Proper questions are coming. Don't worry. You're going to have enough time to answer proper questions.
I'm fine with that, and you will get proper answers.
Honorable Skosana.
Thank you, Chair. I want to thank the minister because anyway, the minister is on leave, so he has to be available. I thank you, Chair.
I confirm that I'm available.
Yeah, it's not that he's on leave. He has put it on record here that the decision that brought us here is his decision. Honorable members, I want to thank you, all of you, for your commitment to the work of this committee. And we should release you for the weekend. You are leaders in your communities with social responsibilities. Go and perform those responsibilities in your communities. We will come back here on Tuesday, 9 o'clock in the morning. Thank you so much.
Olebe Tomokona.